Hey guys, so today I wanted to try something new and take a look at other people's renovations. Normally, I kind of show you guys my renovations and walk you through it, so let's see what other people are up to. So here we have our first house. Now, on this house, the roof is kind of shot, and you can kind of see that. I mean, you see all these markings from the trees that are nearby, usually, that kind of leave a lot of moisture and dirt and leaves on the roof, kind of leading to this problem. But you also see, like over here, you can start to see the shingles are starting to pull, and that usually is a sign of your shingles really need to get changed out soon. So, kind of taking that look over there and the exterior, I mean, you can't tell much. It looks the siding looks fine. I can't really complain anything about that, but the steps could definitely use a cleaning. So there's that. Kind of just first observation. So let's go on to the next pick. All right. So over here, as you can see, they redid the roof, which looks fantastic. I will say I don't see a vent on that roof. If you take a look over here, you can see kind of there's a ridge vent right there, and that is missing on this roof. Maybe it's on the back, but to be honest with you, it should kind of have one on the front and back, at least at minimum, if not, maybe an extra one. But that's going to lead to problems later on of moisture kind of being trapped in the roof, and it'll eat away at the wood in that area. So definitely need to get that done. Just heads up, I love the white paint job on the house. Kind of really modernized it, and I love how the staircase. I mean, kind of the stairs got cleaned. So they just look a million times better now. So that's perfect. You can see he had trees, or he or she had trees next to the house. That's always a tricky problem to deal with because, a lot of times the roots go into the drain lines going out to the street and cause all kinds of havoc. So good thing he got them cut. It won't be an issue going forward, but hopefully the drain line isn't affected. So, okay, here's a picture of the guy kind of painting the exterior. I mean, that tells me chances are the exterior is wood, and it's not vinyl, which is fine. Nothing wrong with painting wood. It just, you need to do a lot of maintenance for it once you do paint it, and kind of have to do it every 4 or 5 years. So, cool, no problem. It looks like they went ahead and painted the gutters as well. So cool, nice little way to save some money. I can't blame you. I mean, the final product looked fantastic. So you can't really say anything. So that's that. Okay, here's the bathroom before pick. As you can see, there's a ton of mold or mildew on that ceiling. I mean, I don't know if this bathroom was closed. This happens when things aren't vented correctly and they're used, but to get to this level takes a lot of years. I mean, this is really rough. So, you're gonna have to, if it's just mildew, you're just gonna have to, use kills. You can go over it. If it's probably not black mold, to be honest, but if it is, you got to take more steps. So there's that. Also, this bathroom is definitely screaming 90s. As you can see, they've kind of went with the same towel on the floor that they went in the shower with, but it's kind of a blah tile. So, I mean, for when this was done, it probably looked good, but unfortunately for today's standards, it just doesn't work. And I mean, as you can't see a vent like to lead to exhaust all the moisture out of the room, I assume that they're using the windows. So this is an older house, so kind of something to keep in mind. The vanity is, it's kind of one of the ones you just pick up at Home Depot, and nothing wrong with it. It gets the job done. Can't complain. So that's a good thing. The vanity light, I would go ahead and change it. I mean, it's rusting out. It's kind of done. It's seen its life. So yeah, That's cool. All right, on to the next. Okay, this is the kitchen. Um, it seems like a smaller kitchen, but I'm kind of curious why they have these trash bags taped up against the window. I wonder if somebody broke in. That happens if a house has been sitting. So I'm kind of curious. Did somebody break in? Don't know. But yeah, I mean, this is just an older kitchen and has very little usable space for like cutting and all that fun stuff, uh, which they need to add. I mean, if you're redoing this, you should be adding a place for people to actually work before they put anything on the stove, or even if somebody's just making a salad, you don't want to make it on the stove. So, kind of something to think about when you're renovating a kitchen. Okay, so we're jumping to a bedroom, it seems. Okay, so this bedroom, I mean, bedrooms are standard. It's painted, it's got a nice floor, and it's got a ceiling light. Simple stuff. I mean, to turn this around, you might get away with the flooring. The flooring doesn't look like it's in bad shape, so it's not a problem. Add a new light, put a fresh coat of paint on it, and I think you're good. I mean, these windows, now that we're seeing more of them, they look like they're newer. They're vinyl, so that's always a good sign. Okay, this is another bedroom because that light is different. Very similar placement of windows, though. So maybe, again, nice flooring. It's got that baby blue paint on the wall. I mean, painted a more modern color, and you're kind of good to go in the bedroom after you switch the light out. So, yeah, cool. Okay, here's a better view of the kitchen. Yeah, I mean, it's missing the front faceplates here on the kitchen sink. And I mean, the stove is just, the glass on the front it got destroyed, must have. So, I mean, all this needs replaced. You could get away with just adding front faceplates, but I mean, yeah, this kitchen needs some work. So, realistically, it just needs all new. So, all right, another pic of the bathroom. Oh, look at that. They have a vent right in front of the sink. That's that would be why that vent is so rusted. I mean, I would not put a vent there. I mean, all that water that kind of comes off whenever you're washing your hands is going to go straight onto that vent, and it's going to cause rusting issues. And yeah, you don't want that. You really don't want that. And plus, you don't want to be standing on a vent whenever you're brushing your teeth. It's just awkward. I mean, I would go ahead and move it. But like again, we were talking about earlier, the vanity light is just shot. I mean, you can see the rust in there. It's needs to be replaced. Luckily, those types aren't too expensive, so it's not a big deal, but it's just, got to change it out. Especially when you're doing a reno. So, yeah. And they've got the old school medicine cabinet. Very useful storage space, but it doesn't help making your house look modern. So I changed that out too. And you can see there's like a crack going on here. I hope that's nothing. Maybe that's just moisture. Without seeing better pictures, I couldn't tell you. So yeah. All right. On to the next. Okay. This is another bedroom. Now, out of all the bedrooms we've seen, this is probably the worst one. Now, I can tell you that because, I mean, just look at the wear and tear. I mean, you've got kind of holes here that they mudded up. You probably had a bed right there, so you had some kind of rubbing going on, and that's what that stain is. Unsure what this stain that's this high is. It could have been a cabinet, and they could have had something there. But yeah, this room is in rougher shape, but just like everything else, I mean, you could get some mud on here, smooth it out, then go ahead, throw a primer coat and paint it. Yellow is a little harder to cover. That's why you want to really prime it. But, yeah, prime and paint. I mean, new light fixtures, and you'd kind of be good to go. I don't see the flooring as really that bad. So, yeah, that'd be about it. So now we are back in the kitchen, and the kitchen is done. So I like it. I will say it's very modern. They've got the white on black, and they've went with a butcher board countertop. I mean, it's classic. Subway tiles. Yeah, you can't go wrong. They there's nothing I can really add to that. I mean, they kept the hardwood. They probably refinished it. It looks good. They might not had to refinish it. I don't know, but like they definitely did replace the door here, so that's a good thing. And they added a light. Sometimes modernizing things don't take that much effort. It's just, changing fixtures out. And in this kitchen, I mean, they kept the layout the same, but were able to turn into a modern kitchen just with new cabinets, lighting fixtures, and a new door. I mean, that's fantastic. Okay, so this is that kind of like window that you can kind of set food on if you're entertaining people, which it's a cool idea. First I've seen of it. Usually people kind of try to delete that, or they try to kind of open up that whole wall so that it's like an open space between the kitchen and the living room. But, this is a great way to save costs. So I can't blame them. It does the job. Realistically, it does the job. So yeah, kind of put your snacks up there. Okay, this is, I believe, that yellow bedroom, and as you can see, it turned out fantastic. I can't really tell if they redid the flooring here. As you can see, there's still some markings here, so I think they may have redone the flooring. It's just some of it was in rougher shape than like the sander and, the varnish could handle. So you're going to see some markings there. But overall, fantastic. They came in with what almost looks like a white, to kind of really open up the room. It's great. Okay, this is another picture of the same room. Looks good. I mean, it's funny what a fresh coat of paint can do for an area. All right, this is the living area. As you can see, that is just a bottle of something that they left there. Sometimes, they have the old, steel boiler furnace things. That's what I had thought initially. That's not what it is. It is forced air. You see the vent right next to it. They kind of use the same lighting throughout the house, I feel, because this is the second time I'm seeing the same light fixture that I saw in the kitchen. So I'm assuming they went with that light fixture throughout the house. Now, I mean, it does look like they refinished the floors here. I mean, it just has more of a shine to it, so that's what's kind of drawing my conclusion to that. But yeah, it looks good. I mean, they were able to come in and throw a new fresh coat of paint on it, and it looks fantastic. Okay, this is the window again. Kind of. All right, another view of the kitchen. I love these faucets. To be honest with you, I have one of them. They're super useful. Just click off, and you can go ahead and wash your dishes, spray anything down, call it a day. It's fantastic. Okay, so the bathroom got a bit of an upgrade. So far from what I can see, it doesn't look like they added an exhaust fan. You can't blame them because there is a window right in front of the shower. So that's usually what they can use. But, you know. So over here, they went ahead, brand new marble tile, marble look from the sense of it, just because it looks, the pattern doesn't look very consistent. It kind of just gives me the vibe of kind of like imitation marble, but there's nothing wrong with it. I mean, it looks great. The flooring looks good. They went ahead and did kind of hexagonal tiles, which, you know, really kind of, it makes the marble pop, which actually works in their favor really well. So cool little touch. They went with just a standard vanity, you know, gets the job done. I'm wondering what type of mirror they put, because yeah, they don't have that. So I'm wondering what type of mirror they put in the bathroom, because, you know, that was kind of the only thing that we don't see right now, mirror and vanity lights. So curious. Okay, this is another picture of the living room, um, with that kind of like food area. It looks cool. And that's the exterior. Okay, so that was that house. I mean, solid turnaround. They completely took a house that had issues, and then it just wasn't modern, and they were able to modernize it. Yeah, it's cool. I things I would change is that roof vent. Come 10 years, it's super important. It's you've got moisture that can be trapped in there. I'm seeing these vents on the side of their neighbor's house. I'm curious if this house has it. That's another vent which would prevent that problem. I don't know. I haven't seen a picture, but that would kind of help. So yeah, I mean, solid turnaround. All right, let's move on to the next. Okay, so this is a finished kitchen. I mean, I love teal. I will say that. So I already love this look, and it has kind of that flat top that's sitting on right on top of the counter. It's super modern because of it, and it's got these white cabinets that you know currently white cabinets are in, and they look fantastic, and they have some crown molding to add to it. It's just, yeah, nice. And this countertop looks like quartz, so that's always a plus. You don't really have to worry about stains. Quartz does stain, but it does come out if you work hard enough. It's just, it's stain resistant, very stain resistant. So yeah, it looks good. All right, so let's see what they started with, because now I'm curious. Oh, okay. Solid 90s kitchen, maybe early 2000s. I mean, it looks good. It's just, when it comes to usability, it might be a little rough. It just, you see, they're kind of running out of counter space. You got your toaster here, you got a coffee machine here, you got your sink there, and then cutting board, drying area for your dishes. Kind of leaves your only real working area to be that little section there, because the island's a little packed right now. But it's cool, they've got, you can see the cabinets have had some issues because they've got these baby safety locks on them. And I'm assuming that the baby can't reach that high, but the doors aren't keeping closed. So yeah, you got to do what you got to do. And I get it, so, all right. So this is another view of the kitchen before the renovation. I love this idea where you can just hang your cups up. Yeah, cool. I mean, you've got some more working space back here, which is always good. Gives you more usable space in the kitchen. Okay, this is another step back from that. All right. See, here's another baby strap. They're probably not this tall. Babies aren't. Just saying, I'm assuming that's because, it's to prevent the doors from maybe sagging or something, or opening. Yeah, I mean, technically the baby could be at the bottom and pull on the cabinet, but over here they're definitely not pulling on that cabinet. So I'm just assuming they did that to kind of keep the doors closed. Cool. I'm not a big fan of having fans in the kitchen. It's just, you're cooking and now you turn on the fan and all this wind is blowing down. And that means everything you cook, all that smoke and everything's getting blown down. No, I'm good. I wouldn't do that, but they probably bought it this way. So they came with that. All right. As you can see, they're starting to take down the wall in the back there. You can't really blame them. That'd be really nice to open up I think that's the dining room. It might be the living room over here, but they're kind of bringing it in as one, which, I mean, that'd be the way to do it. Kind of do an open concept. So, okay, I'm suspecting that they're going for an open concept because they're showing me the wall. So they're probably going to try to tie all of that into one, which that'd be nice. Okay, the wall's gone, wall's gone, and I'm assuming the kitchen is, okay, this is the wall that the kitchen was on right here. So I'm assuming this was the kitchen and this was the dining room. Didn't know they had areas in the back, but we did see some chairs in the back right there. So, okay, cool. All right. So they were able to open up the whole space and kind of have like a family area with the kitchen right there. And yeah, I mean, brand new electronics and cabinets. Yeah, it looks fantastic. As you can see, the white cabinets kind of got carried on over here too to surround the fridge. That always makes everything look a little more high end. So yeah, it looks great. Okay. That's the quartz that I was talking about. Now I'm not sure if it's quartz. It could be a solid surface because it looks very much like solid surface. So could be solid surface, could be quartz. Leave a comment in the below if you know what this is. So, all right. Now we are on to the pantry area, it seems. And you always want to have this kind of hazy glass, frosted glass, just because it's got a living area next to it, and you don't want people to kind of look over and see what spices and cereals you have in your pantry. So, yeah, good thing with the frosted glass. Like it. Nice little seating area here for the kids, obviously. If you have adults sitting here, that might be a little small. It doesn't look full size to me, but it's got a good look. Okay, so they've got kind of the cabinets carried over in the pantry as well. I mean, it's got a lot of shelving, so there's a lot of space that can be utilized, and you can throw something into the drawers. So yeah, super usable. That's kind of the last pictures that they got for that. So, I mean, overall, it turned out really nice. I'm a big fan of teal, so to be honest with you, I loved the kitchen anyways. And taking something that was kind of dividing spaces and opening it up to all three spaces, I mean, that's always a win. It's always I just feel like open concepts work so much better. So yeah, 100%. This is a great reno. All right, on to the next. So, all right, so this is our next one. Now, this kitchen looks like it should be on like a TV show. It just, it's in rough shape. It's just, hey, you've got an exposed, what looks like a chimney because it's got an indent. I'm assuming it was some sort of chimney that went here. The walls are all cracking. I mean, you don't have trim around the windows, but you do have new windows. So they did put money into that, which is always a win. You've got this really old stove. I'm kind of curious if they use that stove. I mean, that's got to be a little rough to cook on there. So yeah, there's that. I mean, next to the stove, there's a microwave or an oven, I do believe. And then you've got an exhaust vent right up here. Cool. Okay, so that looks better. That looks much better. I see they did add back in the trim here, and they must have kind of drywalled over that chimney space, because it kind of was deep, and you kind of just build it out and put some drywall right over it. But I do see that they did utilize the vent here to kind of vent exhaust fumes out. So they probably did end up reusing that space. I like the fact that they did use these open cabinets so you can kind of see what's in there. And they've got matching dishware. So yeah, it looks good. They've got a really high-end stove. And these cabinets and this countertop looks like quartz or granite. I couldn't tell you, but it's one of those two. It looks really nice. It's got that hint of green that matches with the backsplash there, so it looks nice. Here you've got some very kind of that old school modern look going. So yeah, it's cool. All right, let's see what else they got. Okay, this looks like kind of a before pic. You can see the exhaust vent right there. Yeah, easy fun. All right, cool. Oh, they were checking out what that towel would look like. So that's what they had put here. Cool little touch. Okay, so they've emptied out that area. At least it seems that way. I mean, that is an old stove. That is an old stove. I'm sure you could turn that, like, flip it on Facebook Marketplace or Craigslist and get some money for that. I'm sure there's people out there wanting something like that. It's even got like sideways kind of like on and off switches and whatnot. Cool. Really old. I mean, this thing is in rough shape. I will say, like, you can see they had to take out this section down to the brick, which would be outside, and then you're starting to see some patchwork here. So they might have had a leak there at one point. And yeah, they probably had to fix that before they could do any of these renovations. Yep, there's that patch. It looks like a new drywall right there. So yeah, they're gonna have to repair whatever broke up there, and then go ahead and put that new drywall up, smooth it to all together, and then go ahead and stomp it so that it gets that textured look. So, all right. So this is what it was, just another view of it. That's kind of got to be a little rough with that counter sticking out a little. It looks like it almost runs into the door. Couldn't tell you if it does, but it, it it's it's a little small. All right, on to the next. Actually, that looks like all new drywall too. So I'm wondering if they had to redo all the plumbing from the basement, because if you see kind of work being done here and work being done here, you're assuming they had to replace all the lines, because lines start in the basement and have to be ran all the way up, and they were just like, let's just take the drywall down. Okay, so they then deleted it because I don't see the hump here, which is interesting. They probably rerouted the water lines from in here to back here. Interesting, yeah, that's a lot of work. I mean, it's just because then you got to go upstairs and reroute your bathroom as well. So, yeah, that's a lot of work. Cool. All right. I still love that green countertop. You know, super, super retro modern look. Okay. This is on the back side now, and they've got a nice big fridge. I love this on the walls. That kind of like that tin ceiling look. Yeah. If they paint that, that'll look real nice. So they did go ahead and paint it. Yeah. All right. Looks super, super nice. I love that just that extra touch, kind of just brings extra character to the whole room. Um, cool. Yeah. They did increase storage space for sure. As you can see here, you only have this one smaller, not as wide cabinet. And then over here, they went ahead and added a bottom cabinet and a top cabinet, and then there's cabinets above the fridge, and it looks like cabinets back here too. All right. So yeah, definitely in a small space, you need more storage. So more cabinets you have, the better. It just becomes more useful. Okay, they've got a little pantry area back there. That's what it seems, because this is what it seems like from here. We go over here, and that's what we're looking at. All right. This kitchen's a lot bigger than you think. You kind of just got to find your way through it. Cool. So yeah, it's kind of cool. They've got some cabinets in there. It looks more, I mean, they've got food, but then they've got books, cooking books, this and that. All right. Kind of like a library for your kitchen. All right. Have some spices on the wall. It almost looks like they kept that from before. Maybe, you know. All right. So this is the wall beside the fridge with that awesome tin ceiling tile. Or okay, so I wouldn't keep my knives out. I mean, I just, that's, I don't know. That's just not how I would do it. But, they might not have had a choice, you know, but now they do. See, they went ahead and built cabinets and covered all that up. It looks good, and it makes sense because you've got to have cooking utensils and knives and all this type of stuff. So you need somewhere to put it. They didn't have that before. If you remember, like it was a dishwasher, a sink, and then everything else was open space with like a stove, microwave, and a fridge. It just had no storage. Okay, their spice collection definitely grew. I mean, that's impressive. It works, Okay, you know, perfect saying, go eat in the kitchen. Makes sense, Um, yeah, okay. So this is actually the other side of the fridge now. Um, yeah, cool. They've got that awesome tile that I love. And they've got a little dining area. It's nice. Okay, they redid this. They kept the ceiling tile, the tin ceiling tile, and they painted right over it. Looks fantastic. They added a little storage area here, both up top and down below. It looks good. It doesn't get in the way when you're coming in and out because it is very narrow and thin. I mean, I'm pretty much going to say that's custom, which, I mean, it probably cost them some money, but looks good, I see they kept their table, which is cool. Yeah, I mean, that's a cute little table. You could definitely tell it's got a lot of old school charm. And, just the tin ceiling wall that's behind it. Uh, yeah, it looks great, All right. So solid reno there. I mean, they took they took something that was in need of a lot of work and were able to kind of turn it around and make it into a super usable space. And I mean, they weren't working with much. I mean, they everything had to be moved, water lines and whatnot. It cost them a lot. I mean, I'm sure this was not a cheap reno. So now let's go on to the last one that we have, and that's our kind of bathroom, I do believe. Yes. All right. So it's a bathroom. Now we're gonna walk through these pictures and see what they did. As you can see, they've got a stucco wall here and just standard vanity, no problem. Nice big mirror. That lighting fixture is newer. I mean, it's a standard lighting fixture, but it is newer. The vent is old school, but it does have a light. So if you need extra light in the bathroom, you've got it. Um, they've got a one-piece shower, which I'm not a big fan of one pieces, but it's just because if you were to have something break, it's just, if your your valve breaks, it's kind of one of those things like you're kind of working hard. So yeah, but okay. All right, so they went ahead and redid this. Wow, what a transformation! They were able to keep the walls kind of textured, but they were able to add a lot of character into that bathroom. Like, wow, that tile, the green tile is really growing on me. I love the gold accent touches, and even the floor is marble now, which they carried into the shower using a different type of tile, but it still works. So it looks really good. They've got a nice vanity here, super upgraded and modern, Yeah, I'm digging it. Add a nice little picture, I got a little shelf here. Yeah. And they upgraded the exhaust fan. So there's that too. Boom. All right, cool. Yeah, I like it. And luckily this type of transformation, I mean, their worst part really was the tub. They had to cut up that one piece when they took it out. That's a lot of work, you got to get it out of the bathroom and all that. So it's got to be cut up. It's got to be kind of taken care of. And then, They've got new valves here from the look of it. The old ones were gray. Now you kind of see a goldish tint. So they upgraded that, which, if you're tearing out your bathroom, you might as well. So yeah, cool. And yeah, I mean, got a matching floor mat here to the shower, props. They've got, green towels. Cool. Yeah. All right. This must be bathroom number 2 because this looks like it's flipped. So, as you can see here again, they went with a one piece. Just not a big fan of one pieces. Maybe it's the fact that they're just hard to remove and work on, I'm not a fan of them. All right, so let's see what they did. I mean, it's just standard tile here, so yeah, let's see. Okay, so they changed up the tile. From green, they went to blue. Not a big fan of the blue, but I do understand it. I wonder if they're going to be putting a glass enclosure here, this being an actual tub instead of a shower. They went ahead and did the same floor treatment of marble, which looks fantastic. They carried a little blue here and left it with the gold accents. And I do believe they kept the same vent fan. Yeah, they did, which this is probably a secondary bathroom from the looks of it. It doesn't have all the high-end touches the other one did. So that's what kind of is leading me to that conclusion. But it still looks fantastic. You did a great job renovating this place. Okay, they went ahead and just added a rod and called it a day. I mean, once they dressed it up with the same decor that they had in the other place, it looks good. I still like the green over the blue, but you got to change it up. Can't have all your bathrooms kind of looking the same. So yeah, this looks great. So all right, guys. So that was this week's video. I mean, let me know what you guys think of me doing kind of walking through other people's renovations. And if you have renovations from the beginning to finish and what that looks like, send them over to me. I mean, I would love to review what you guys did and the effort you guys put into it. I mean, all of the guys that did work on all these pictures did a fantastic job. I mean, this renovation work is not easy. And yeah, it takes a lot of time. So yeah, good job, guys. So, all right. I hope to catch you guys in the next one. And yeah, see you then.